Brandon Lang at BrandonLang.com. Before you do any extracurricular activity in the sports betting world, you might want to go. Not just might, you should go to Brandon's website at BrandonLang.com. Brandon, good morning.
What's up there, big fella?
I haven't gotten into the anthem thing with you yet. Kaepernick, but now everybody and the president piping in, and what's your you played college ball, right?
Well, I spent 3 years in the Navy, so I served my country.
Yeah.
And I was on the battleship New Jersey off the coast of Beirut when we lost 520-something Marines in the Marine explosion when they drove a car in there and blew it up. And so having served my country and knowing what the flag means, I think it's a complete joke, and it offends me. And, it's frustrating to know what the flag means as a kid growing up and Pledge of Allegiance and put your hand over your heart when the national anthem's played at a sporting event. I went to the Yankees playoff game 4 here in New York, and we all stood and we all put our hand over our heart, me and my boy.
Yeah.
So to have it be disrespected in the manner in which it is, and then to get the press that it's getting, I thank you, Jerry Jones, for saying any of your players kneel at this point going forward. They will not play. Good. Because that's the way it should be.
Well, I got to tell you, this had the NFL imposed its rules from the very beginning over the Kaepernick, and I understand it's a tough issue, but they could have imposed their rules and then worked with him to come up with some solution, kind of like they're trying to be progressive or proactive right now. But they didn't. They let this thing fester, and then, of course, it festered even more. Then Kaepernick doesn't get a job. Now other players are kneeling. And then the president gets in on it, and here we are today. So it is. But of all things, it's at such a time when there are so many veterans that are coming home. They've been on so many tours of duty over into this very dangerous part of the world, and they're coming home with a loss of limbs. They're coming home with PTSD and all of these issues, and they come home to see this. It is disturbing. It's tough. It's a tough time to be doing this, I think.
I can't watch the Wounded Warriors commercial. I can't watch
I agree.
it. I have to turn the channel. And so I've said this on other shows. To me, it's just the same as burning the flag.
Yeah.
You live in a country, don't disrespect our flag.
I always and my take on that has always been you have every right to burn the American flag. As long as it's yours and you own it, you purchased it, and you're not burning somebody else's property. However, there are others out there that have every right to go to jail for punching you in the face. So that's kind of what that protest, that's what happens, right?
Yep.
If you're going to do something like that, you're going to get a strong reaction from somebody. And while that is against the law, there are some people that would be willing to say, I'll sit a night in jail because I just punched that guy in the face because he burned the flag. That's kind of where we are in this country right now. It's heated. Okay, so tonight, Philadelphia, Carolina.
I thought the line would be less than 3, and at 3.5 with the way Philadelphia is playing, I'm probably going to take the 3.5. You look at Philadelphia, only lost this year at Kansas City in a game that was a lot closer than people think, and that's a Kansas City team that's undefeated. Yeah, Carolina, a couple of good victories back-to-back over the Patriots and Lions, but I don't trust Cam Newton laying 3.5 against anybody at home. I'm going to take Philadelphia plus points.
Let's see. This weekend, the Bills will be most likely falling out of first place. They're in the midst of a bye week. What went on with that offense last week? It seemed like there was no offense for the Bills last week.
Well, it was a flat spot, first of all. You're playing so well. You're back-to-back on the road. Big upset of the Saints. And Cincinnati's getting healthy, and Cincinnati's playing better. They're not the Cincinnati we saw in weeks 1 and 2 that got beat. They're improving, and so I've said this on your show before. Every week you got to bring it 100%, and there are just some times where there's nothing left in the tank, and you're just going to get beat. Bills will rebound. Good coaching staff, good team. They're fine. Just they were in a flat spot.
Well, and here's where one team will take sole possession: New England at the Jets. How about the fact that the Jets are actually playing some football this year?
I'm catching close to 10. You look at Jacksonville, how good they're playing right now, going in and beating Pittsburgh. Jets knocked them off at home. It's the Jets team plus 9.5. I'll grab the 9.5.
Wow, really?
Probably buy it up to 10. Yeah, listen, New England has no defense. And yeah, they played better last week, but I'm still not sold. You can't cover that big a number if you don't have a defense. And New England's defense still has some holes that the Jets can exploit. New England wins the game, absolutely, but I don't think the Jets getting blown out.
Green Bay, Andrews Packers at Minnesota, 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Boy, I can't. Andrews Packers. He's the happiest guy in the world. He's ready to commit suicide. Late touchdown by Dallas. He's ready to jump off and go into Niagara Falls in a barrel. See what happens.
I had faith, Brandon. I had faith.
A-Rod comes back and does it to him. And listen, send Jason Garrett a postcard that says, learn how to manage the clock, and Aaron Rodgers wouldn't beat you. You learn to not give him the ball back. I mean, you think you would have only learned your lesson last year with 41 seconds. So congrats. This spot here, flat spot, but I think as hot as Aaron Rodgers is right now, you'd probably have to take Green Bay, but I won't touch that game.
Is it the 4th time you've seen the Green Bay play?
Yeah, so now I'm...
he was 0-3, and he's won his first game, Andrew, as if he was out on the field. He's won his, his first game. Jeff, I was going to just leave that, leave it alone.
Leave what alone?
Yeah.
The Giants, just leave it alone. Don't bring it up. You want me to just not even bring it up? I can bring it up if you want.
Go ahead.
All right, the Giants at Denver. What do you think?
Eli may die in this game. We may have a funeral back in New York for Eli. You got no offensive line, facing the best pass rush in the NFL on the road, coming out of a bye week. Von Miller may put Eli in the hospital, and then we'll have the Brian song. We'll have the Brian song, hospital bed scene relived. Joking, of course. The Giants are in trouble here. They coming off the heartbreaking loss, 0-5, no Odell Beckham, and now they got to go into Denver with no offensive line. The line is 11.5 for a reason. This game could get ugly and get really.
Yeah. Boy, I got to tell you, what he was in pain with that ankle. It was. I mean, it looked
Beckham,
like yeah.
And then, Harris broke his ankle or foot, and then Marshall's going to have season-ending surgery. Brandon, I can't remember a time that a team's 4 top wide receivers all got injured in one game. Can you?
Yeah, so that's my point is sometimes Vegas can't make a line high enough. So you're going in and facing probably one of the top 3 best secondaries in the NFL with the pass rush, with receivers that Eli has no real chemistry with, other than maybe in training camp. And so now you're having to prepare for a Denver defense in this situation with no receivers and an offensive line that's struggling. It's like the lamb being led to the slaughter.
Yeah.
What is he going to do? They can't change the offense. It's just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Much like the way Philadelphia beat Arizona, what was that, 34-7? This could be like another game like that.
So you're also a Knicks fan. It could be a hat trick for you this year. So the Mets were supposed to be going all the way this year, and injuries just decimated the Mets. The Giants going all the way this year. Injuries decimated the Giants. So are you a Rangers fan too? So Rangers,
no.
Knicks?
I root for the Rangers, but not like I do the Mets, Giants.
It's been a rough year, Jeff. This has been a real rough sports year.
That's 11, and you're saying take Denver, giving up the almost 12 points.
Yeah, I'm not a lay the double digits kind of guy, but in this situation with the matchup and just the way the situation, Giants banged up, Denver off a bye week. How much can you dig down at 0-5? I know you're playing for a paycheck, but you're looking at your offense. It's saying. And I've talked to a lot of guys in the NFL that have played defense.
Yeah,
pretty famous ones. And they say the most frustrating thing in the world is to play great defense and give the ball back to your offense, and then your offense can't do anything, and then you got to go out there again and get another stop. And over the course of the game, it just wears on you and wears on you. Where finally you're like, you know what, screw it. You just got nothing left at some point in the game. And what the Giants are now, they got to look at that offense with receivers we've never even heard about, other than fourth quarter of the preseason game. Going to be tough.
Okay, finally, I want to leave you with this one, or you leave us with this one. Syracuse yesterday. I understand they're going up against Clemson. This is a nationally televised game on Friday night, as the Dome will host Clemson. I got to tell you, Dino Babers is talking about upset here. What do you think what would you think the chances of Syracuse competing with Clemson? Although they've competed with some good teams this year. What do you think of this one?
And you're getting 22.5 6.5 points.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they haven't faced anyone on the level of this Clemson team, but if you watch North Carolina State beat Louisville, that's a damn good football team. Only lost by 8 on the road, getting 14. Lost by 7 to Middle Tennessee State, which they kind of spread you out. I agree. It's way too many points here. Syracuse is going to cover this number. I'm telling you right now. And this is a dangerous spot for Clemson. I know they're playing well. Their quarterback got banged up last week. He'll probably play, but he's banged up. I'm telling you, I don't know if they can upset him.
Yeah.
But I'll take a Friday night home dog in the Dome plus 22.5 for the rest of my life. Right side of the gate, Syracuse.
All right. Well, let's see what happens there. Brandon Lang. It's BrandonLang.com. As always, thanks, man. We'll talk again next week.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Davey, that make you happy, right? It makes you a little happy, right?
Sure
He's not saying an upset, though. He's saying the spread. But still.
Take him, yeah.
I don't know if you saw the press conference yesterday, but Babers is out there saying, I'm just saying, let's fill the seats, and you never know what could happen. I like him as a coach.
Are you going to this game?
And the Syracuse team, team is fun to watch. At the Dome, Friday night, there are tickets still available. Got a break. I want to come back.